football fans, we're here for another show. We have with us today, of course, Coach Courtney. I'm Chris Evans with the Crittenden Press, and we have the aircraft carrier and the fighter squadron guy here, the fighter jet. So we have Bennett, McDaniel, and Tyler Belt, and we're going to visit with these guys, two seniors on the Rocket football team. So welcome to the show, presented by Whitetail Properties and a number of other fine partners that are in cooperation with us on this digital products that we bring to you for Rocket football. Those are Riley Tool and Machine, USA Mortgage, Darrick Myers, The Heritage at Marion Golf and Pool, Full Body Fitness Studio, that's Serena Dickerson, Farmers Bank and Trust Company in Marion, Curnel Ag, First United Bank, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, YTG Insurance, that's Tanner Tabor or former Rocket, Frazer Law Firm, Hodge's Sports and Apparel, Seaplant Federal Credit Union, Livingston Hospital, a Deaconess affiliate, H&H Home and Hardware. Coach Courtney should have gone down to the beard contest over the weekend. He'd have won for sure, but now he shaved it off. Par 4 Plastics, Deer Lakes Golf Course, and KB Pharmacy. Yeah, I asked them down at H&H Saturday if you'd been down, and I thought you had the best beard in Marion. They had plunger pitching and all kinds of stuff.
Really?
It's like a festival down there.
Oh, really? I see.
Yeah, I got away with one of those new electric saws too. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Very light. So we're going to start off here talking about Hopkins Central. Kind of third week in a row, we're still a little bit out of sync, maybe because Monday was a holiday. Just seems like the last 3 weeks, kind of with different things out of our routine, but getting on course this week.
Yeah, honestly, this week's felt pretty good. Maybe the kids feel a little bit different. They were out of school and all that, but we kept practice time about the normal time. We went a little earlier because we even played a JV game on Monday. We're just trying to get them some playing time in. It was a good opportunity to do that. So I actually feel – I hadn't even thought about it being a weird week this week. I feel – it feels a lot more normal than the last one, that's for sure. So it's going to be a Friday night game. I'm excited about it.
Last night for the middle school game, it was Tuesday night middle school game, a little lightning show. Yeah. You ended up losing your B game, but you got the A game in, lost to Webster, but it's a pretty good football game.
Yeah, they fought hard. 6-0 ball game, just pretty hard-nosed game. I liked how they played. They're going to be a good group. I'm really excited about that middle school group coming up.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching them Tuesday night. They're 1-2 on the season. They're going to win some more football games too. Good team. So Hopkins Central, a team we had seen in a few years. We took a little break off of them. We scrimmaged them a time or two, I think, since we quit playing. The last time we played them was in 2018. We just beat the socks off of them 61-6. They're better. They're a better football team than maybe what we saw, in the earlier decades. That's a team we started playing in 2009. We're 9-1 in the series. The only time they beat us was a really close game over there in 2016. Where I think you may have still been over at
I wasn't here
at Webster. It was a fourth quarter thing, and just let it get away from us. There was a couple of things down on the goal line. But we had 3 interceptions in that game. But otherwise, we kind of handled this team over the years. But they're a little different this year, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're a pretty good football team. I think that I've been hearing about this group and how this senior class for them was a really good class. And they got a lot. They got size. They got athletes. A really nice back that I really like. Speedster. We scrimmaged them last year that really hurt us. And number 6, I don't know their name. 6 and 32 are the two kids that really stand out in the film. Got a number 7 running back. And their quarterback gives their athletes chances to make plays and scrambles around a little bit and are pretty nice sized kids up front. So, yeah, I think overall a really good football team.
Yeah, they were 4-6 in regular season last year, lost in the playoffs to Warren East. Right out of the chute, pretty big lopsided loss. I think they were shut out. But this year they've come in, they won their first 2 games, beat Caldwell County in the opener 2014. And then got Fort Campbell 60-28 before Madisonville beat them last week 46-14. Madisonville's a good football team.
Yeah, and they were in that game a long time. I think it was a touchdown game at the half. They were fighting in that game and just kind of got away from them there in the second half. But they were in that game for a long time.
Mm-hmm. They're coached by William Manning. He's been over there since 2019. He's got 13 wins. Most of them been in the last 2 or 3 years. Mm-hmm. Pretty rough start for him over there. But, again, a team that We're 9-1 historically against them. So let's talk a little bit about Hopkins Central, guys. We'll let you guys you guys watch your huddle. I guess you go home. You watch it on your phone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you watch it at night or you play TikTok? Be honest.
I watch some of it. I watch most of it, and then less TikTok.
Yeah, that's pretty handy, you know. I mean, wouldn't you have liked to have that when you were in school, Gaige? You'd have never gone to bed, would you?
My teachers probably wouldn't have liked it either. But, I don't know if I would have got off of it.
Yeah. So how much time you spent on huddle watching, Ben?
I spend most of my time on it on my computer in class, just 'cause it's easy there, 'cause I'm on top of my work. I'm just sitting in class, and then I can just really focus on that.
When you get done with your class,
Caught up on his work.
Yeah.
I am, sir.
Yeah.
Check it.
Yeah. So what about you? You spend a lot of time on huddle at home, or you do it at work, school?
Yeah, a little bit at home, but mostly at school. Whenever I just have free classes, like free periods, I have a class with Coach Courtney that I watch film with him, and we just go over that usually.
So when you get on, do you just watch? I know you break that stuff down for him, don't you? Your staff does, and he looks at the offense, and then Tyler, he's got a little mix, I guess. Or how do you do that?
It's according to the week. Sometimes broke down. Right now, this week, they have everything. So many of our guys play both ways and are responsible. Like he's a big part of our offense too, and our heavy personnel stuff. So they pretty well got to know both sides. So it's not really like where it would be with offensive and defensive cuts. Really, sometimes there is, but it's just according to the team that we're playing. Really.
Did you send them specific clips? Then you wanted to be sure they watch, or do they just go through and watch?
It's according to the week, like especially like if it's our games are probably more cut up. Like there'll be a defensive cut. Like these are really specific in plays that we need to get better in. If it's the opponent though, it's just according to the week. If there's something we really feel that could give us trouble and something that's a real emphasis of that week, or something that's maybe a big tell, then that might be something that's in the scouting report or something like that. But this week there's nothing necessarily like that.
Of course, those of you maybe watching don't know what huddle is. When we talk about huddle, it's not a huddle out on the field. Huddle is the program, the software, the camera system that they do. It's kind of like the big leagues, man. I mean, it's pretty sweet. They've got an iPad on the sideline. I noticed Coach Thompson had a whole down at the Tillman game. He's got a big screen TV under a tent, and all his linemen go sit down.
Right.
Of course, he's got guys going both, one way. And
right. Yeah, we would have that too. I mean, we have that set up to be able to do that, but it just doesn't make sense. It's just one more thing we got to carry over, but we don't get to talk to our guys till halftime. So you might have a second where I can talk to Bennett and say, look at this on the iPad, but you don't have long to. Coach Barry might be calling him for offense, so we try not to, take too much time. Too many guys are responsible for too much both ways. It just wouldn't work for us. So
you've got one camera that's up on the press box, and then there's one camera in the end zone. A lot of you may see that and wonder what it is, but it's on a periscope, and they raise it up, and Frank Pierce and Nathan Boone, Austin Turley, that's the crew that runs it, isn't it?
Floyd
Turley, not Austin.
Yeah, and Dwight still helps us.
Dwight
as well.
Shear,
Yes.
So it's it used to be Ronnie and Dwight up there with a little camera, Now it's very sophisticated, and it's pretty interesting to watch how that goes. And then right after the game, you've got it's there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and you can watch it. I mean, you can watch the whole game. It's a huge advantage where you really had to have somebody up top that really knew what was going on and could see things fast, but. Anymore, you have it right there. I mean, to make adjustments, to show the kids, to show exactly what's happening. So, it's kind of spoils you as a coach. You don't have to have quite as good as eye because you can look right back on it for adjustments and things like that. It's a huge advantage to coaches.
And it can be frustrating too because you see something maybe that's called on the field, a play earlier, and then you look at it and it's not there, and you're like.
Yeah.
But they won't look at that. There's no replay in high school football.
No.
Now, they would look at it after a game if there was a fight or personal foul type ejections.
Right.
They will use it for that.
They could, yes. But very seldom are they ever overturned because they're just judgment calls. So even if they look bad, they're not big into using film to overturn anything.
Yeah. It's a slippery slope.
It is,
when you get on
opens
that.
up a big can of worms.
Sure. But it's coming. It's just like in baseball now. You can wear the earbud.
Right. I saw that.
Technology is coming to all sports, and it's here to stay. And you're embracing this one, and it's pretty nice. I assume everybody's got it now. Don't
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
one of the things back in the older days, not too long ago actually, after the game, of course you shot it on a VHS,
right?
And then you would have to go down and run off another one so that somebody could get up at 6 a.m. the next morning and take that to the next week's coach for scout.
Then they got to copy them to DVDs.
Yeah,
that was the next thing.
And then, and now it's there. You got it. It's you just electronically. You just give them permission to get in, right?
Yeah. Coaches got it easy now. A lot of them aren't even painting their fields anymore. You got these electric painters. Everybody's getting them. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff.
I've heard
technology.
I've heard some horror stories about those things too.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Most teams, I believe every team we've played so far is
really.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I know they looked at it here.
Yeah, we looked at it, but we enjoyed painting the field.
You guys enjoy that? Y'all get out and they help?
Sometimes on Thursday, the younger guys especially will help get the hashes and things like that. But Coach Brown, probably all the other coaches except for me are probably painting the field right now. We got a middle school game on Thursday, so we got to get on top of it early.
So I want to take just a moment to talk about our featured sponsors. Every week we try to break out a couple of our partners and talk a little bit about them. And I think it's very appropriate this week we talk about Livingston Hospital Deaconess because something was unveiled out at the field last week that they had a pretty big hand on, is the tunnel. And you guys, what'd you think of the tunnel? Y'all enjoy that? And I think there's a little malfunction. There wasn't as much smoke or something as there was supposed to be.
I don't think it went quite the way it's supposed to.
But it's still pretty cool.
Yes.
It's still pretty cool deal. And it'll get better. It's like anything. When you get it out of the box, you got to live with it for a while to get it all right. So, but anyway, Livingston Hospital Deaconess, they're definitely a growing partner with the school district. They have this program now where it's called patient care technicians, like a nurse underling, that just takes care of patient care. So they've got half a dozen or more students that go down there after school. And I've got a little article I'm working on for next week's newspaper about that too. It's pretty interesting. So these high school kids can see if that's something that a profession they want to get into, and they provide a little care for the patients there.
Right.
They can't give shots like a nurse does and things like that, but it's kind of like a lieutenant nurse. Yeah. Pretty interesting how that's going. Also, they helped, like I said, acquire the run out tunnel, and I was talking to Shane Whittington. He's the CEO. I was talking to him today about some other things that are coming up down there. They've got a multi-million-dollar facility they're building right there too. In addition to an expansion to the hospital. I mean, it's going to be a major deal in Salem, Kentucky. So I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot about them. In fact, their Jessie Hodge Sigler is opening her clinic here. Dennis and Shannon Hodge's daughter is opening her clinic out here on the south side of Marion, I think in about 30 days.
Awesome.
Yeah, so a lot going on with them. And Frazer Law Firm. Bart Frazer is a great partner, helps out with so much in the community. Him and his attorneys there, Jonathan James and Wes Hunt, they're on the corner of Main and Carlisle Streets. Bart is a county attorney, city attorney. He's a Livingston School Board's attorney, and he has his private practice right here in his hometown. They specialize in many areas of practice, including probate, estate planning, real estate, municipal law, family law, personal injury, property damage, debt collection, and a number of others. And Bart has been practicing here since 1998. He's a Crittenden County High School graduate, and he bleeds blue, man, I'll tell you that. So we appreciate all those guys. Speaking about bleeding blue, Bennett, you and Tyler, similar paths, but a little bit different. You're kind of dealing with this chronic pain in your back. You've been dealing with it for a long time. Tyler went through a very serious injury with his knee. Missed a whole season of football, right? Missed your sophomore season of football, ACL tear. Let's talk a little bit about how you dealt with that and how you've come back. And first of all, you just talk about how you deal with it day to day, Bennett, in managing this.
The longer you've had it, the easier, it just kind of happens. You just kind of deal with it. And, at some point, you just kind of like, it's happening, it's here. You just got to suck it up and do what you can. And, I take ibuprofen sometimes. That's really all you can do. Yeah. I do the decompression table. That helps a lot. I do that like twice a week, especially during football season.
Does your injury blunt your excitement going into the game, or you just get pumped up? You don't think about it till the pain cracks you a time or two.
I don't think about it till after the game.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach. I know. I mean, y'all are worried about him. I mean, I know. He's just got to deal with it. It's not something debilitating. I don't at this point anyway.
Right. Yeah, you hate it as you know he's hurting and it's struggling or whatever. But I think he'll be better for it. He's showing that he's can push through it and better each week. So I think his mentality is really where it should be. He's doing everything he can, trying to help it off the field, but. Obviously, it's been going on for a long time. It doesn't seem like it's going to completely go away, and he's just kind of okay with it and going to fight through it the best that he can. So that's all you can ask from him.
It takes a lot of physical toughness, but also a great deal of mental toughness to deal with a chronic situation.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So good luck on that, Tyler. Talk about your comeback. You blew your knee there. I can't remember the exact play, but it was during the game. Were you returning a punt or something?
No, I was running the ball at home against Webster County.
That was early in the season.
It was the first game.
First game of your freshman year.
Sophomore.
Of your sophomore year. Okay, and then you missed that whole season. Yeah. Talk about your rehabilitation in that, and how difficult was that? I know it really got you down early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes a while to recover from that. So once you get surgery, they want you to start physical therapy 3 days after surgery, which is nuts if you think about it. I mean,
painful.
You're still hurting bad, but you just gotta kind of push through it and go 6 or 7 or 8 months, however long it takes, and just keep working your one leg and try to get it better. You basically start with nothing, it's like a new leg for you, and you got to build it up to about the same as your other one, and then just go get better, pick up where you left off.
So Bennett, talk a little bit about what again, you've got this kind of in the back of your mind, but I see you come out pumped up. Everybody's pumped up, particularly when we're at home. What does it mean? What does it mean to you, deep down in your soul, to play at home on a Friday night at Rocket Stadium with the excitement?
It's special because you play in that stadium flag football since kindergarten, and you're a senior now. They're limited, so every week you just it's a special feeling. You don't get it anywhere else. You just run out there and everyone's all pumped and going crazy, and there's just a lot better energy. You can just feel it in the team, and there's nothing really like it, honestly. What's
the first memory you have of being on that field and thinking, man, one of these days I'm going to be out here wearing rocket blue and playing? Was it when you were in middle school? Was it in Little League?
When did I know I was going to be good?
No, just when you were going to be out there and what it was going to be like. Were you in flag football? Or?
No, it was, I was in 3rd or 4th grade maybe. I just started pads. And at the time, it was still Coach Starnes, and he came up to me after a game one Friday, and he was like, "You gonna come play for me one day?" And I was like, "Yes, sir." And after that, I knew I was playing high school ball. That's how it was.
At some point, you have this realization, I'm going to be on that field on Friday night one day. Yeah. When did you have the realization that you would not be out there on a Friday night?
I don't know.
It seems like you played out there forever, and then now you're back.
Yeah.
We won't keep you forever. You beat Coach Starnes' record at coaching.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So Tyler, after that, I interviewed you after the game for the post-game video this Friday, and I had to take my shirt and wipe the tears out for a little bit. Man, you were tore up.
Yeah.
You take it hard. I mean, it's personal to you, isn't it? Talk about your intensity and will and want to win.
Yeah, I always hate letting my guys down, no matter what I'm doing wrong. If I miss one play or take a play off, I always hate doing that. So I try not to do that. And sometimes you're going to have bad things happen, and you just got to suck it up and play through it. But I kind of let that get to me, what happened. And, it kind of sucks because I'm playing for my teammates, not for myself. So I shouldn't be worried about it. Just focus on the next play.
Mm-hmm. Well, that game last week was one No, we were in to the end. I mean, with 3 minutes to go, very easily could have been one touchdown, one possession ball game anyway. And how did y'all feel about McCracken County?
They didn't hit as hard as I thought they would. I thought that was gonna be a lot bigger, but yeah, I didn't. I thought we were.
You can say that he's senior. You ain't got to deal with him next year.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know. Yeah.
We were in that game.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, I mean, we had a chance, didn't we?
Yeah, we come out knowing that they'd be a solid team, but once we started playing and realizing that we could play with these guys, we really, we had the intensity picked up for a little bit. We come out, stopped them very first possession, then went down and scored, went up 8-0, and then we just was like, we kind of came to a realization that we can beat this team, and I feel like we all played hard. Just we had a couple things go wrong, and you hate to see it, but you just got to move forward.
So did your buddies in math class when the schedule came out and they saw we were playing McCracken County, was they were saying, oh, you're gonna take one on the chin here? I mean, you getting a lot of that at school?
It's always like that. Anytime kids that aren't avidly watching football and they realize that, oh, this is a big school, you always, Crittenden County is going to get killed. But you never know people in your class that don't play football that are like, man, I really think y'all got a shot. It's always, you always hear, man, who y'all play next week? Yeah.
All right. So, Coach, let's get back a little bit to Hopkins Central and talk a little bit about the nuts and the bolts of this week's game. Just looking, I watched Huddle on my phone a little bit today.
Yeah.
It's hard to see on your phone.
Yeah.
I could see there were actually some young men playing football, but beyond
Right.
that, I really couldn't even catch the numbers. But they do a lot of stuff. It's kind of like we do
Similar.
offensively.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'll run some two-back stuff. It looked like maybe some. And talk a little bit about what you expect them to do. It looks like they run the ball maybe 2/3 of the time and pass about a third of the time.
Yeah, pretty well what you said. Similar to us as far as their spread offense, but they'll go into two-back sets. Run the pretty normal spread passing system, some streaks, some shallow, some mesh, just normal pass plays that you see out of the spread. Two-back stuff as normal, kind of same. I think that's probably their best stuff, to be honest with you. The number one thing that we got to stop is their two-back runs. It seems like when you get 32-6 back in the backfield, you got power and you got speed, and just a lot of things can go wrong there from a defense perspective. So I feel like that's the number one thing we got to stop. So, but pretty similar, like you said, though. Normal spread, something I feel really comfortable playing, and I think these guys do, and something we see most of the time with some two-back stuff sprinkled in. So
The running backs are number 7, number 32. Both of them are seniors, Parker and McNary. In fact, the guys that this quarterback, I believe, is a senior. I'm not sure.
I think that is right. They've played two.
Yeah.
I believe they went with another guy, and I believe the guy they're with now is a senior.
Earl's number 10. Yeah, he's the one that's thrown more. He's completed 1435 passes for a couple hundred yards. No passing touchdowns so far. One interception. So defensively, I know you always say it's all about what we do. What do we have to do to stop this team and get a W here this week?
Oh, we got to be in the right spots and tackle. I feel like giving up on our scouting report, giving up the big play is the number one thing that we can't do to this team. Last year when we scrimmaged them, we gave up a couple of big plays that they were able to capitalize off of. 6 is really fast, and they'll use him in the backfield as well in the pass game.
Rogers.
Yeah, he was kind of like an H guy that they move around, can really hit the big play. And 32 and 7-2, they're kind of similar. And how they run. They're both bigger backs that can break a lot of tackles. So I think it's just us getting to the right spots and then tackling when we're there. Pretty simple stuff, but sometimes harder than it sounds.
Hmm. You guys see anything particular out there on their offense that troubles you? Any of these guys?
Yeah, a couple of their players are really good. They have a lot of good athletes. I think we'll be able to, come out and kind of match what they're doing with our athletes. So it's going to be a good game, I feel like.
Yeah, we're pretty athletic this year. I mean, really, we got a lot of skill position players, and the guys up front so far, knock on wood, no big problems up there. So.
Right.
Let's talk about the defense. They've got just looked at their stats. They have I don't know, half a dozen or so kids with 10 or more tackles. It looks like this Carmen Harrison, linebacker number 11, is the top tackle guy. What are you seeing on their defense, Coach?
Yeah, the first thing that stands out are the two linebackers. I believe it's 11 and 31. I don't know if they're twins or just brothers, but they stand out. Two big kids in the middle that make a lot of plays for them. It's a 4-2 defense. They've shown some different coverages as far as cover 2 is what they've traditionally done, and it looks like they went to cover 3, which is a lot different in how you attack it. So I think we've had to go against both this week because don't know exactly what we'll get. But a 4-2 cover 3 is what they've shown the most of, but also run a 4-3 or a 4-2 cover 2 as well. So
you don't see a lot of cover 3, really, do you?
Let's see.
Somebody this year
Trying to think. Union County runs some cover 3. Well, McCracken ran some cover 3 to trips as well. So should they drop your chair?
Yeah, he's like a carousel over there spinning around. He's fidgety.
Yeah, I understand. I get like that sometimes.
He's like my son.
Yeah, but we do see some cover 3. Yeah, and then we see it every day in practice. So I mean that's our traditional coverage as well. So something I feel that we feel pretty comfortable about. The cover 2 is something that we don't see much of, that we don't play a whole lot of. So it's a 4-2. That's a pretty base defense. Not that it can't be a really good defense. It is the same as Union County. Pretty well the same as McCracken. What we've been seeing mostly. Webster too. That may be all we saw all year actually.
They like to get up in our grill a little bit.
Who's that?
Just a lot of the teams we play.
Some team McCracken did. But you don't necessarily dislike that, honestly. We like our receivers to get a chance to make plays off the ball. We feel really good about a lot of those guys. So we kind of would honestly invite more people to come up in our face. So yeah.
We'll take just a short moment and cut away to our sponsors and recognize them real quick. So we'll take a brief break. We'll be right back and walk this off. How's that? All right, once again, we appreciate all those who partner with us to bring you all of our coverage of Rocket football during the fall. We'll close things out here before we get to the final buzzer, guys. Anything you have particular about this week, about Rocket football? Second week at home right here. You got to like that.
It's going to be a good game. They're a good team. It's going to be a good competitive game, back and forth. Excited.
What about you, Mr. Merry-Go-Round?
I'm ready to play. I've been excited all week. I just want, I'm ready for this week, and hope everybody comes out and supports us.
You like to play offense or defense best, Tyler?
Defense.
Why do you say that?
I think he said it because I'm sitting here. I did not think
I really like them both equally, but nothing's better than getting an interception on defense. That's just my favorite thing.
Let's get one of those this week. You hadn't had one this year,
no,
have you? How many have you had in your career?
6 or 7.
6 or 7?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I had 4 last year, and I've had a couple in the prior
years. You didn't play
years,
as a sophomore.
Mm-mm.
You got 2 picks.
As a varsity player,
I think maybe 2 or 3.
Because I think 6 would put you up there somewhere in the leaderboard. And he may be. You're stolen base king for a single season, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right, so this week is First Responder and Military Personnel Appreciation Week. Coach Courtney, what are some special, these guys come in and sign in, we'll recognize them. What else?
Yeah, I believe if you get into the game for free, I don't want to say everything because I'm not exactly sure. I know if you'll get with Serena Dickerson, and I know she's posted about it, and if you have any questions, you can ask on the football page or her, and we'll make sure we get you lined up. But I believe getting to the game for free, you'll sign up and get recognized at halftime. I'm not sure if anything else comes with it.
I think that's it. I think they call them out, and they step out on the field, and we appreciate so much our first responders, our police and fire and sheriff and EMTs and paramedics, and just what do we do without those guys? Living in a small rural community, it's hard to recruit and retain those type of people. And then, of course, our military, always salute those guys. We appreciate them. And Crittenden County has a very proud history of providing men and women in the armed services. So come out, enjoy the football game. It's going to be good weather again, I think, this week.
I think so.
The past couple have been nice after the heat bowl
Right.
over there at Union County. But kickoff 7 p.m. Friday night out at Rocket Stadium. Come out, enjoy the music if that's what you like, because Vicky and it has some nice tunes. And I noticed Todd, voice of the Rockets, Todd Riley, had an understudy with him last week.
That's what I heard. I didn't even realize until after, but yeah.
Yeah, was it Paxton, wasn't it? Paxton
Yeah,
Riley.
so.
I kept hearing that different voice, and I was looking up. He was kind of sitting low, but I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess he's training him for
Maybe
retirement.
so. Yeah, I hope not. Honestly, I hope he's going to stick with us for a while. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Todd's got a big baritone voice.
Yeah,
It kind of echoes all the way over to Greenwood Heights, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah. Nothing against Paxton.
No.
He just does a really good job. So I hope he sticks with us for a while.
We've had some great PA guys over the years.
I believe we'll have Dale Brantley back this week. I believe Todd is
pinch
going to
hitting?
be out this week. Yeah.
Another first and
Yeah,
10.
yeah,
That's
so
his signature.
bring it back a little
Everybody's
bit.
kind of got the
Yeah,
little signature.
yeah.
The bug man, Dale Brantley. He's pest control guy.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, he's the bug man. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for coming, McDaniel and Mr. Tyler Belt. And look forward to seeing you guys out on the field Friday night, Rock Stadium. 7 p.m. kickoff. Hopkins Central. Be there.